Good day, Spy here, and welcome back to our Alfa Romeo Motorsport Manager F1 2021 Manager Mod mini-series. Alright, so I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have got the Singapore GP, and hopefully this is the second last episode of Season 2 with Alfa Romeo. As you can see there, that looks like about 2 episodes worth of races. Again, we're going to try and cut down other sections of the videos to try and get as many Grand Prix in as possible. But just before we get started, I just want to say a big thank you to Greg and Thomas for commenting in the last video, and also we had a lot of comments on all the community posts as well, so I just want to put out some appreciation for everyone commenting on those community posts. It's awesome to interact with you guys in all different formats. I don't really use Twitter, but that's sort of the closest thing outside of the video format, and it's awesome to have like 200 votes on some polls. So if you're not already, stay tuned on the community page. We have some awesome questions and you can voice your opinion and stuff like that, and everything Formula 1. But yes, leave a like the video if you're enjoying the series. Consider subscribing if you're not already. Leave any thoughts, feedback, suggestions in the comment section below. Let's get started. Alright, so first race of the episode, jumping straight into it. Singapore GP, what a weekend it was. We were quick. We had 100% for both setups, all purple faces, best possible setups, and we got through Q1 and Q2 and qualified. I think it was 7th and 10th in Q3 and converted it to a 5th and 7th, pulling 17 points from this weekend, and now we're ahead of Red Bull in 4th place by 7 points. As you see, Ricardo and Verstappen there 11th and 12th, didn't even finish in the points. So what a weekend for us. We're not going to push any higher than 4th, but hopefully we can beat out Red Bull and get that extra prize money for getting 4th instead of 5th. But Russell wins the race, Piastri in 2nd, the Ferraris, who are also quick, got 3rd and 4th, and Norris all the way down in 8th, and Hamilton actually ran out of fuel. Leclerc almost overtook him to the line, didn't quite get it done, but what a Singapore GP for us. Ladies and gentlemen, Schwartzman is on the podium yet again, in Suzuka this time round. He had the pace to finish in front of both Ferraris. Leclerc pitted right at the end, and so did Schumacher actually, so we were in 5th for ages. We were actually faster than Lando and Hamilton, as you see there. Leclerc was only 1 spot behind Hamilton. Red Bull only got 1 point, we got 17. Our gap increases to 23 points in 4th place. Plus, of course, the podium. What a Grand Prix weekend. This is going to be a strong finish of the season, I'm hoping. And we've already moved focus to next year's car as well, so hopefully we can make that jump and start to challenge these top boys as well. As Piastri finally wins a race, I feel like it's been a while for him. But yeah, what a Suzuka GP for us. And there it is, the confetti coming down in the Alfa Romeo colours. We get another bronze trophy for the trophy cabinet. Trevor Carlin. I feel like every time we're on the podium, Trevor's on the podium as well. Gives me bad flashbacks from the days we used to be on the podium every weight race with McLaren in this exact save. But hey, we're back to success now. You would not see Alfa Romeo on the podium very often. 2 years ago when we went here, of course, they only got 7 points in 2 years. Was it 7? Yeah, something like that. But yes, podium for us. Alright, so that suspension is done. It finished right after the race. We're going to go ahead and build a rear wing. But I'm honestly happy for it to be a this year part, and then we might after that build a next year gearbox. Just because we only built 1 rear wing and we're still 3rd on grid, so if we can get a bit more performance behind it, hopefully we can see us shoot back up to 1st place in the grid in the rear wing, which would be fantastic. But it doesn't look like we have that good of components. We have a couple good ones with risk level, mainly looking at that one. Maybe if we do that and just don't even worry about it, let's make it a next year part. Could be honest, do that. 1674. Yeah, let's just make it a next year's part. Who cares? The car's doing decently at the moment anyway. 1674, double decent. Alright, so that next year wing is done 2 days before the Circuit of the Americas GP. We do have quite a few parts to work on for next year, lots of performance to improve on. So we're going to go for a slightly longer build with a gearbox. We don't have any risk level parts by the looks of it in the gearbox, which is a bit strange. Alright, so we're going to go with that component lineup, 1750. That is a decent gearbox. Hopefully it takes us up towards the top of the grid. Of course, reliability doesn't matter for next year part. So let's go ahead and build that. And we've done it again. Schwartzman in 3rd place behind Russell and Piastri. It's it's happy days at the end of the second season. Leclerc in the points as well. The Red Bulls were in the points, but obviously with our podium, Max only being sixth, and Leclerc ahead of Ricciardo, we go ahead, further ahead rather, by 9 points. We beat both Ferraris again, so this gives me some serious hope for next season, because our car's going to be even better next season, because we're developing and we've already got a few next year parts. So if we're finishing in front of Ferrari now, and even the second McLaren and Mercedes, we could be challenging for a title in just the third season with Alfa Romeo from rock bottom to maybe even challenging. But, you know, we won't get too far ahead of ourselves. We'll enjoy this finish of the season and see what happens. But Piastri wins yet again. We get another podium. There it is, confirmation of our third place. Again, Trevor Carlin continues the pattern on the podium with Piastri. But we are getting quite a few of these trophies now. You love to see it. Alright, not a bad race at all in Mexico City. As see, Russell wins, Piastri second, and we are not on the podium. So that's why Piastri didn't win. It seems when we're on the podium, Piastri wins. It's a wild coincidence that somehow it's a pattern. But not the best race for Leclerc. I did forget to turn his ERS on auto for about 20 laps, so that would have hurt him a bit. But, you know, he's always in the slower car, so can't blame him too much for an off race. But Schwartzman just missed out on the podium. I'm surprised Schumacher didn't have to pit, because, of course, he doesn't have a light footed, so those softs are pretty dead. So we could have snuck a podium right at the end, but not to worry. We can't go to podium every race, but we double Red Bull's tally of this race, so we increase our gap to even more. With only 4 races to go in the season, I'm liking our chances of getting 4th place. Alright, so that gearbox for next season is done. We're going to work on improving that, and then we're going to jump back on the suspension. If we have a quick look here, the suspension has got a long way to go. 1591 out of 1722. So I didn't realize that when I built it, but anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to build an illegal front wing. Hopefully we've actually got some wrist level to use. Yeah, we do actually. That's actually a good level there. And then just plus 30, bang, 1708. Not bad at all there. Is it almost, are any of these better? You never know until you click on it. Nah, that's probably as good as it's going to get. But that is a next year front wing being built. Alright, so now we do have a politics vote for random grids. Now, this is something I've always been sort of interested in trying. But not on this series, that's for sure. It's a bit gimmicky random grids, isn't it? I like the qualifying session. We're going to vote against it. We're a traditional team anyway. We're going to use 2 votes. I don't think it'll be necessary. I honestly don't see this going through at all. Yeah, no. We could have just used 1 vote or even abstained. But anyway, at least we made sure it got rejected. Alright, Interlagos. Leclerc crashed out for the, I think, 3rd time this season. He did it with right at the end. I don't know why he did it with 23 laps to go. I mean, he wasn't in a competitive position. He was down in 17th. It was a completely wet race apart from, like, I think it was 10 laps on the dries, if that. Yeah, so I'm not really used to having an all wet race. I mean, it wasn't even wet, was it? It was like an inter. So yeah, not my best strategy. Obviously, light footed couldn't be used to our advantage. So to come out with 5th in front of both the Red Bulls is actually win. We take that one. The Ferraris qualified badly, but they managed to finish decently. Well, Schumacher did anyway. Hamilton down to 10th, and Lando Norris wins it. So yeah, not a terrible race in Interlagos, but not the best for this episode anyway. Alright, so that front wing is done. It was finished over the race weekend, but we're going to go over a car update and design a new part next episode, just because this video is sort of reaching the limit of the duration. I like to keep them around 10 minutes. So just as a wrap up, the column's going to be a bit out of whack. As you can see there, it's near the top, but it says we're 4th because we have next year's parts not equipped. So you can already tell that in those 4 areas we are actually going to be pretty strong next year. The suspension's still got a bit of work to do as well, and the gearbox as well also has a bit of work to do on potential, I believe. Let's have a quick look here. Yeah, another like 44 points, but I don't know, the suspension's going to be really touch and go to be able to get up to its potential, but we're going to try anyway. But the car is right now 4th best on grid, and 4th best on grid is where we are in the standings as well, which is fantastic. As you can see there, what's that, we're 34 points ahead of Red Bull, and I'm honestly, I can't believe it. I was not expecting to be in this position. How many podiums have we got this season so far? Let's have a look here. Swartzman's got 4 podiums, all in 3rd. That is insane. More than Hamilton. Hamilton's only had 1. Ricciardo's had 2 second places, no 3rd place. That's a bit strange. And just out of interest, after Leclerc's best finish was 6 points. So I mean, it feels like he's got a lot of points finishes, which is good. So they would take that as a win. But on the championship side of things, McLaren look like they're going to take home the constructors, and looks like Russell is probably the favourite take home the drivers. And see there's got double the race wins as Piastri. But that will be all for this episode. In next episode, we will wrap up this second season with Alfa Romeo with 3 races to go: the Melbourne, Jeddah, and Hong Kong GP. So I'll see you then. If you're enjoying the series, please make sure to leave a like. And if you're not already, consider subscribing to the channel. If we hit 1,000 by the end of the year, we will do a 10-hour Motorsport Manager live stream. So make sure to subscribe and leave any thoughts, feedback, suggestions in the comment section below. And I will see you next time out for our final episode of Season 2.